Good morning, how are you? I hope you're well today. Lovely message this morning. Do you sometimes find that you have a big project to do and you find yourself distracted by all the little things? I'm not saying they're not important, but we use them as distractions, and we find the big project, whatever that is, too much. It becomes overwhelming. And so we get distracted by, I must get the cleaning done. I must sort this out with the kids. I must do this. I must do that. We use that word, I must do this, I must do that. And there's the big project still sitting in the corner waiting, staring at us like some big mountain that we just never know how we're going to climb. And so for me, I find it can reflect on, if we don't stare it down, if we don't look at it, get into that corner and look to the top of the mountain and look at what else is going on with us. Is it we're frightened that we won't ever reach the top? We're frightened of failure. We're frightened of not being good enough. And so we allow the distractions to pull us this way, that way, and add to the sense of overwhelm. So I love this morning. Don't sweat the small stuff. There's a lovely book called that, entitled that, and it's just, I found it always very, very useful. So I laughed when I saw that and thought, yes, do you know what? All these other things can wait while this mountain has to take priority. However, no mountain climber, unless he was parachuted in or flown into the top, went straight to the summit. It all had to start with the first step, and he broke it down into smaller steps. And this way of looking at things is talked about by every personal development guru, every motivational speaker. It can be used as an analogy of, let's cut the pizza into many pieces, one step at a time. Take bite-sized steps. I love that. I love that take on it. But it's also, I'm drawn to the picture, is somebody that feels they're getting left behind. And this is why I'm always drawn to the deeper side of why we're doing this. We can use all these tips to help us do things, but behaviours aren't changed unless sometimes we do look a bit deeper. And I find myself just slipping back into old habits because I haven't actually changed the fundamental reasons of what led me to that behaviour in the first place. And I feel with that, it's seeing yourself as that fledgling, that of course you're not going to be as fast as experienced mountain climbers who climb the mountain in a few days. You might have to take a few weeks because you're developing, you're growing, you're finding out what you struggle with. But you have to start with bringing it right down to that first foot on the mountain and just saying, today I'll just achieve this. And you know what? Just don't sweat the small stuff. Put that to a side as much as you can for now, because that's the bits we get caught up worrying about, isn't it? And then we're back into that whole cycle of worry, which gets us nowhere and certainly doesn't get a foot on the mountain. Because we're worried about what will happen on the way up the mountain. We're worried that what if the weather comes in and then we're stuck on the mountain? Who's going to rescue us? Will I be able to breathe when I get to the top of the mountain? All these things we worry about before we've even taken the first step. So what's ever going on in your life, see if you can, don't sweat the small stuff and take little bite-sized steps, remembering yourself as the fledgling, that you haven't grown into it yet. And however much we like to think we can rush something, we still have to go through the process I've talked about this many times, but it's the same issues that keep coming up. We just have to sometimes just accept we are where we are. We have the experience we have to deal with the problem that's in front of us. And it's only through facing it and taking it a step at a time, taking those little bite-sized steps, that we'll learn and grow, and then we too will not be the fledgling anymore. And then sometimes we can look back and help the fledgling that's coming behind us. So I wish you a most beautiful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.